like to talk about some fundamental ankle flexibility and strengthening exercises. So for the range of motion or flexibility exercises, the first one we will do is plantarflexion, which we talk about you just pointing your toe away. So basically you could just put your foot down, do your tippy toe or pointing away from you, hold for 5-second hold, and do it 20 times. Usually that's sufficient because most people are not having restriction going into that direction. If you really like, you could use your hand to push it down and do that. Or if you're really good, then you could actually kneel on it and go in that way and push that down. So the next few range of motion we will do are the rest. And I find the easiest way is if you take a strap and you wrap around it, you get it closer to your toes, but maybe not exactly on your toes, and you straighten your leg out. If you pull both of them equally, you're gonna bend it towards your body. That's called the dorsiflexion. Again, 5-second hold, 20 times. Now, if I change my angle here, if I pull harder on one hand, you can see I could turn my foot outward towards your right side in this instance. 5-second hold and relax. So that's the eversion. So your foot is turning out. And then you could do inversion, which you're gonna pull harder with the inside, and you see how the foot turned that way. So from this angle here, you can see better. If I pull the inside one harder, you can see my foot turn in. Okay, so your foot will naturally turn in and pointing down. When you go to eversion, if you pull up, you'll go outward and almost towards your nose. Okay, so the straps are useful in this situation. So for the range of motion or flexibility exercises, you could do some muscle stretches. So we have our calf muscle, which is made up of two muscles we call Gastroc and Soleus. So for Gastroc, the simplest way is what we usually do is put your back leg straight, make sure your knee is straight. I want you to put your heel on the floor, make sure your toe is pointing straight out, so you don't want to turn out that way or turn in that way. Just keep it straight. I want you to put your other leg in front of you, and I want you to transfer weight onto it, okay? So half of your body weight is going to the front leg. Don't load them all on the leg you want to stretch, and you could keep going till you feel the stretch in the muscle. For stretches, I would like you to try this. You want to hold at least 30 seconds, okay? So if you use the level of intensity as your measure, I'm gonna go first to maybe 5 out of 10 intensity or medium stretch. I want you to hold it there for a couple seconds till you start to feel maybe it drop down to a 4 or a 3. Then you add a little bit more to go to the 5 again. You wait for it to go down again and then go forward. So the idea is to gradually keep it at 5 out of 10 intensity, but hold it for 30 seconds. So for strengthening, I find the easiest way is to use a TheraBand. So if you make a loop and put it on your foot, again closer to the toes, just at the base of your toes. And if you pull it straight with your arm to give it some resistance, you just point away from you. Hold for 5-second hold and relax and come back. So do that a bit slowly, don't let it slingshot back towards you, okay? Again, you could try 5-second hold, do about 20 of them. So that's plantarflexion. Now, we're gonna do the other two directions, which are the eversion and inversion. If I flip it, so I'm tied to the inside of my toe here. If you use the other foot as anchor to press it down, then you could actually spin away from it. So my foot is going outward and up kind of towards your head direction, and that's the eversion. You should feel your shin muscle here working. Okay? So for the inversion, we're going to flip it. So the band goes attached to the outside of the foot. And this time you're gonna cross your other foot over, create a fulcrum, and you're gonna spin away from you. Okay, so I'm gonna show you in a different angle here. So let's say if I point towards you, if I use the other foot to push it down to create an anchor, you could put the toe and see what I was talking about with the inversion. The toe will go away from you, but also go in. So you just make sure you anchor your other foot. If you don't anchor, the whole feet are gonna go that way. Okay, so you're gonna press it down and go that way. And you could adjust the tension, obviously, by the space between the toes. Okay. So for dorsiflexion, you have two choices. If I put it on my foot and it's tied to the bottom of my foot, if I make the injured knee a little bit bent, and if I put my better foot down straight, you can see I could create a space, and I could bend it towards my face. 5-second hold, and relax. Okay, so that's option 1. So for dorsiflexion, option 2 is simply if you tie the band to a sturdy structure like your furniture legs or something like that, and you just pull it towards you. 5-second hold, and relax down. When you get stronger, we could progress to harder strengthening exercises. The easiest way is to do calf raise. So I would start with 2 feet and basically just go on your tippy toes. Hold for 5-second hold and come on back down. And probably try to keep your knees straight, don't do them bent, okay? Now when you get better, you go to 1 leg and just tip up, 5-second hold, and come on back down. So I do this slowly, don't go bounce yet, okay? There are other exercises who could do that, but for now, just do up and going back down, okay? The next thing you could do is the practice of steps, which are very useful for stairs. So simply, if you take 1 step, I want you to step up, and you go up slowly, come back up here, and then you could come down again. So the injured ankle, you're gonna start with leading it up and down, okay? I would like you to do it slowly, because what people do is they do like really fast and they just go down. So you can use momentums to cheat, but you really want to stress that. When you get better, you could also do a crossover, meaning you're gonna go step up and you're actually gonna come down the other side. Now when you come down here, I want you to try to see if you could keep your foot on the step so they don't lift off. That will help you to get most of the dorsiflexion range, which the improper way or the bad way to do is this. You see how I lifted up my heel, okay? So try to do it slowly to let it go down.